The Missing Children Incident. Chapter 4. Interlude. The management went outrageous when they found out what happened to Toy Foxy. Barney told about it to the security chef, who informed the business manager, and the whole staff had to gather in his office after the workday, in the tight room looking at the many purple Fazbear's uniforms seemed so vibrant that Scott felt if he had to stare about them for too long he will have a headache. He didn't really care what happened to that ugly pink fox, and who the heck was fool enough to apply makeup on a fox's muzzle. He was tired and only wished for a warm shower and to fall into his bed. One of the employees, Catherine, went into tears when she heard about Toy Foxy's fate, that she was torn apart by some savage kids. I was running out from the room but nobody was there. Barney had just finished his talking. How could they do this? Cried Catherine. To hurt such an innocent, poor creature? Well, Mr. Kowalski, the business manager, looked quite half-hearted about the case, or he just was tired too. The question is now, what should we do now with the Pirate Cove? Should we try to fix Toy Foxy and recover her? Would it be a smart idea? I don't think so, added Scott. They probably didn't break her because they loved her so much. We can guess so because it didn't happen before. None of the other animatronics. And we couldn't even fix her, said Barney. The joints are weak and there is a huge risk that she would just fall apart. I observed her carefully after I discovered the damage, but sadly, she is beyond recovery. But we won't just throw her away, said Mr. Kowalski. We've spent so much money on her, not to mention that we want to replace the whole bunch, so we just can't bring back the old Foxy. How would he look like next to the shiny new models? Everyone were just spaced out. Until I hear some fancy ideas, no one can go home. So, ideas? We should track down those little jerks, sniffled Catherine. These are no children, these are animals. An idea suddenly popped up in Scott's mind. He was pretty tired. The idea just came uninvitedly, and, as usual, he spoke it out without further thinking. I think we should just take her as she is and put her in the kids' cove. There are only a few desks and pencils now. We put Toy Foxy's mangled body there and we will call it a take apart and put back together attraction, so the kids can investigate how an animatronics work. Great idea, hollered Mr. Kowalski, and he grinned at Scott. Behold, people, here is an employee with creative thinking. Scott was smiling modestly, although when he heard the words he was just speaking, he was a bit afraid what the boss will say. The other employees also looked at him. Their faces showed that they were thinking what Scott himself thought. This idea is the biggest idiotism they'd ever heard. Okay, so let's make it real, said Kowalski, and he jumped from his desk. I need 2 stalwarts. Let's see, Miles and Schmidt. Come with me. The others can go home. Scott let the female employees to go out first through the doors, but before he could leave too, the boss stopped him. Scott, before you leave, please shut down the Pirate Cove. Later we will find out what to put there. So Scott closed the purple, starry curtains of Pirate Cove, and he put the sorry, out of order, barred at it. Before he left, he saw Kowalski ordering the two other guards who were carrying the pile of metal wires from the storage room to Kids Cove, to her new workplace. "You weren't a pirate for too long, Toy Foxy," he murmured. "Hope you'll be a better puzzle."